Hi everyone, the reading I'd like to share with you today is on the missing person case Madeleine McCann. I do need to say before I start that this is for entertainment purposes only. It's my thoughts and opinions, not fact. Now, Madeleine's probably one of the most heavily covered cases there is out there in terms of true crime, theories about what happened to her, tarot readers, spiritualists. There's lots and lots of information, so it's been quite difficult to put everything I've heard or read out of my head and try and do a reading on this one. So she was only 3 years old. She disappeared from her holiday apartment in Portugal on the 3rd of May 2007. And as I said, there's lots of reports out there and lots of theories. But what I get from this case and what's coming through in my readings is that unfortunately Madeleine passed back in 2007, and I do feel as though that was before she was actually reported missing. I'm going to say prior to 9 p.m. that evening. In terms of what happened to her, I do overwhelmingly get that this was an accident, and it happened indoors too. So I don't feel as though Madeleine left the apartment alive that night. When I say accident, I keep getting something around the head, something that would, you know, like a fall, something behind the eyes and the nose, a bit of a smash, something that would leave a mark, but not, you know, you wouldn't look and think, oh God, she's been an abused child or anything like that, but it would leave a mark behind. The theory with the substances, I don't get that. I feel she's a little groggy headed, and I did get that there was some form of, you know, there was a routine in the evenings, if you like, but I feel like it was more sort of, do you know, like the hay fever tablets, like Piriton, something that made you drowsy rather than actually being given any kind of sedatives. I don't feel that was the case with her. I think it was something you would take naturally. Now, this happened, I feel, around the time of the evening meal, the group meeting, sometime between her entering the apartment with her parents from that day, whatever they'd been doing, and then heading back out in the evening. Like I said, prior to 9 p.m. is what I keep getting. Now, when she did pass, as I said, I feel like this was complete accident. It could have been a fall, but there was this knock to her head. It could have even happened earlier in the day, but there was some confusion. I'm getting there was a female there with her. I obviously can't say who or cast accusations, but there was a female that was there with her, and it was after she passed that I feel everything was, it was a little bit staged. Things were being hidden, and what I'm getting is there was a big misunderstanding over what had happened to her. I do get that there's DNA evidence, so there was DNA evidence that linked this up. Now, I don't know if that DNA has been overlooked or whether it's been, it wasn't strong enough, but there was this DNA evidence, and it wasn't an overdose. This was just an accident, something simple that went very, very wrong. Now, with the actual disappearance of Madeleine, I get that there's this group of people around her, more than just, you know, sort of one or two, and this entire group of people is pretty heartbroken. They're all pretty devastated about what's happening. And then I'm getting that there was this delay in action, and I'm getting that's when she was moved. Now, there's also something here about a statement. When she was moved, there was some sort of evidence to say sort of where or when, and I don't know if it's been cast to one side, but there was something there in the original reporting. What I'm also getting is that originally she was on foot, like whoever took her out the apartment, they took her on foot, and then it was by road, so it was sort of, I'm getting slightly cross gravel country, whatever, and then possibly into a vehicle. In terms of where she is now, I keep getting that she's on the move slightly. I don't know how that comes into it, unless, you know, the earth or the sediment can move. But what I'm getting, and it comes out quite a lot, is that it was a male. She was buried, and I'm getting that there's sand, water, so I'm feeling like it's a beach. I'm feeling, in terms of its location from the hotel that Madeleine was staying at, I'm getting that it's a short runaway, so I'm getting like a couple of miles. It wasn't, I don't know if there was a beach immediately there, but it wasn't that one. It was some sort of next one along. And with this beach, what I'm getting is that there's some sort of caves or tunnels, something that the water would trap you in. Now, in terms of where she is now, I feel as though she's further out to sea. What I'm getting round her is this, it's like a shipwreck, but I feel as though it's the type of thing people would take photos of or share on social media. But that's close to where she is now, and as I said, she's on the move, so I don't know how, but she's moving. With this shipwreck, it's quite famous because there was a powerful person that was once on board. In terms of the young female that's saying she's Madeleine McCann, Julia Wendell, I obviously, as I've said, I feel as though Madeleine's passed. I don't know how this came about, but what I get about this young woman is that there's some sort of issues around her, so she's not doing it through being malicious, however she comes across. I'm getting that someone basically gave her this offer, and there's all this, you know, basically they're convincing her. I think a couple of people are egging her on, they're encouraging her, and I feel because she feels quite vulnerable and quite naive, she's sucking it all in, and she almost believes that she's Madeleine McCann. And this DNA evidence and this partial things they're giving to her, every time she takes a step back, it's like these people around her are pushing more evidence towards her to say that she's Madeleine McCann, and she isn't. I don't think she's Jerry McCann's daughter either. I feel like this DNA is a bit of a red herring, and if she actually done a full DNA test, she'd be quite mortified and she'd feel quite bad about all the trouble that it's causing. And that's my reading on Madeleine McCann. I haven't decided quite yet who I'm going to do next time, but if you do have any thoughts or opinions, then please let me know in the comments. Thanks.